Hey guys, just finished watching Gotham. I think the title of this episode was Harvey Dent or something like that. Um, this one definitely was, yeah, it was definitely interesting. Um, you know, um, I guess off the bat, I give this one. I guess I give it a seven because it was okay. It was interesting. I mean, there was some way that they could kind of made it connecting to the whole setup, but it was only connected to the whole story. I feel like a kind of a filler episode because only bits and pieces of it were really connected to it. They're connected to the whole story of the entire season, the entire show story, entire season story. Because it was. I mean, they got Harvey Dent involved. I guess it is kind of pretty much connected a lot. It was just connected, connected via Harvey, Barbara, and Fish Mooney with her money. But there was none of Falcone or anything like that. Of every one of all of those guys that are involved in this situation. It is definitely is interesting the idea that Harvey pulled out. The idea of having just the idea of a witness is very interesting. And I think that, the idea of the witness, I think that information should be told to at least Alfred, just because, there's no name, there's no nothing that can link it to her or whatnot. But just in case, someone needs to, they need to know. You know what I mean? We never see Bruce with any bodyguard or whatnot. It would be nice to start seeing, if because they have her there, it'd be nice to have extra security there. At least I know in Arrow now we don't see too many bodyguards or whatnot, but we did at the beginning. We did at the beginning of the first season. We know that there are bodyguards all around him, and they mention it all the time. Whereas Bruce Wayne's never had really doesn't have any bodyguards. And then the scene where with Bruce training was interesting. Was pretty cool. But he was in the pool with just like his whole clothes on and whatnot. It didn't make any sense. He never really, I don't think he really explained why with his clothes on and whatnot and testing himself. I understand the whole why he's testing himself and all that stuff to push himself to his limit, to push his limits and all. But which I'm glad that he's finally doing something. Is now this is where you know where he learns to he's becoming the Batman. He's starting his training to become the Batman. But I think that it would be interesting to, like I said in the I think it was last episode. I still, there's less of that bullying system. But wish there was more of a connection to say, oh, it's because of his parents and whatnot. And I guess they kind of touched that on by having Selena Kyle there and him talking a little bit about it. But it was definitely interesting. It was definitely weird. Like the whole point of like back to the him swimming and whatnot, and trying to hold his breath and push his limits, which is interesting. It's a good idea. It'd be interesting to see in the next episode where he's actually getting better. Where he can go now from a minute to 5 minutes. Or 3 minutes. You know what I mean? Just a little bit more. Um, but I didn't explain why he had his clothes on and whatnot. And yeah, the clothes. He has the idea of you're not always gonna have just your bathing suit on in a pool situation and whatnot, and to swim like that. And then give him make him swim with like a jacket on, a big heavy jacket, that's gonna get soaked filled with water. Something a little bit more than just his plain clothes, because plain clothes, yeah, they're gonna add some extra weight, when he's swimming and whatnot. But it does get cold there, so they do get. You see Gordon in a jacket all the time out in the cold and whatnot. So you do see that it does get cold. So he would wear a jacket around Gotham and whatnot. It's not like a California or whatnot or Florida where it's hot all the time. It's so I think if he had had a jacket on or just a little bit more than his regular clothes, it would have made more sense as to why he's wearing his regular clothes and not, just wearing a standard swim stuff. I understand the idea of it, but it was just not enough explained, at least for me, just to have, and maybe next time we'll see him, with a little bit like some weights in the pool or whatnot. Um, and I also just feel like why is the whole the boxing scene with him and Alfred. He's boxing and Alfred just has gloves. He doesn't have those padded gloves, and they're super easy to find. You know what I mean? He even got some in my basement down here. Those Target gloves. Which make more sense. and actually if they had an actual gym, all that big house, and Thomas Wayne never had a gym, what I mean? Like, he was a doctor, he was he didn't he want to stay in shape too, he didn't just go to the gym. You can't have a billionaire can't just go to the gym like that, it's a bit redundant, so there's no gym in the entire Wayne Manor, or no, somewhere that he could go that it was on. I don't know. That was just me. Or maybe next time we'll see, just to see more of the house of the Wayne Manor, because we've basically only seen the few parts. Now we're introducing the pool, which is nice, but I just want to see more of it. Eventually, you just go to the room where, I don't know if that's, we've seen it yet. The room where where the bookshelf would be, where he pulled a book, or where whatever way they want to have him get down to the Batcave, go to that room and kind of hint at where that would be, or hint at the different things. And I think it'd be interesting if they actually had a scene where he would pull like one of the somebody would pull out a book, then it looks like that would be the book place, the exact place where you'd pull the thing, but it's just a regular book, and he pulls it out to show someone or whatnot. Like Alfred just pulls out a storybook, and it's the book that Batman would pull originally in the comics. And have the statue where he pulls where they did in the Adam West story, in the Adam West series, and stuff like that. So it was interesting, this episode, with that, and the whole bomber idea was pretty cool. Having him put that nameplate in there so they could tell people where it was very interesting. But what I really liked about the bomber part was that when he saw the cops, he wasn't scared. He told the cops everything. When he saw Gordon and Bullock, he told them everything right away. He didn't, he wasn't too scared, to tell too much or anything like that, which is definitely a good change, to see someone who's not, the only person who's not afraid of the bad guys, too afraid of the bad guys to say anything, is an insane person, a crazy person type thing. But it was nice to see someone who didn't hide information from the cops or whatnot, just out of fear for their own lives and whatnot. But yeah, so overall this episode was pretty good. I mean, it was okay. It was just another attempt overall in general, just another attempt for Fish Mooney to get back at Falcone in a different way. It's definitely interesting to see how that Penguin knows that that girl is working, who's Falcone's girlfriend, and working for Fish Mooney. That was definitely interesting to see how that's going to go, if he's going to say, now your information, like, what is he just going to do? Is she going to start telling Penguin about stuff or whatnot, or is or that's it, or what is going to go, we're going to go on, that way he can control what Fish Mooney knows and what she doesn't. I think that's definitely interesting. But we'll see what it comes out of that. So let me know what you think of this episode in the comments below, guys, and I will see you tomorrow for my review of Flash and Shield. Peace out, guys.